Hello, my name's Carlos Adams, co-founder and CEO of Aphex, and similar to what Mike was saying, we set up Aphex because basically we went to the construction industry and found that we were overwhelmed by spreadsheets. Spreadsheets to procure things, spreadsheets to plan things, spreadsheets to make sure we knew where our spreadsheets were, and it was kind of a little bit overwhelming, and we thought that was bizarre. And we go meet with friends in other industries and they talk about work and we talk about our work, and we were working on projects such as nuclear power stations and high-speed railways and things that would really change the economy and change the country that we live in. And we speak to friends that are working in other industries, such as we had a friend who was working for a chocolate nut bar company, and delicious, but nonetheless he had an app on his phone where he could zoom in to a map of the UK and see how his marketing spend would track against the sales of independent or large kind of retailers. And we thought it was amazing because we were working on a nuclear power station, and if we wanted to see how that was kind of functioning or the spend was functioning on that, we'd have to get 3 people out of retirement, dig 2 up and print off about 50 million spreadsheets. And we thought that was really bizarre. So we founded Aphex because we looked at the projects we were working on and then what the tools were being used to plan them. So we saw that projects were over budget, not on schedule, super unsafe, as Michael said, and that the growth in labour productivity was slowing, and also we don't really invest in tech within the industry. So we looked at what we could do and where we could really invent tools which could start to capture not only information but also solve efficiencies. And then we thought about what the industry has in terms of construction software, and it was important to us we built software, construction software that didn't look like construction software, because there's a habit of that. So we're construction professionals fixing problems that we faced. As I said, I was a PM, Carlos here, it's QS, and our team is a series of engineers and people from throughout the industry. And we began with our focus on short-term planning because we saw that as a central source of inefficiency. So obviously you've got people that do master schedules, very kind of experienced and capable planners, but it's when you dilute that down to what's happening day to day, things get a bit complicated because they use Excel and PowerPoint to do extremely complicated things. So current methods of short-term planning are that you have information delays, there's poor visibility, people don't know what each other's up to, and there's poor communication and collaboration. Again, you're using Excel to plan out things, PowerPoint to mark up things, and if you're building a nuclear power station, you're wondering why it's not going too well, that's probably part of the reason. And the plans are just getting more and more complicated over time. So Aphex is our smart short-term planning tool. Planner is our smart short-term planning tool. And we bring project visibility, we encourage collaboration, we enable people to see what each other's up to, and also do automatic sequencing. So if you're drawing on a map where you're working, on a plan where you're working, you're able to then take that information and turn it into something valuable. And also to provide analytics. So everything that we do, so our first tool is Planner, we do it at 3 levels. The first is to make the life easier for the person using it. The second is so the project gets efficiency, and the third is that the corporate or the company can learn about that project, so they're not having to kind of lose that knowledge base, they can retain that and learn from it across their company or industry. So here is a very quick 1-minute demonstration of Aphex, and I may sound like a horse race commentator while I'm kind of explaining it through. So this is our home screen, it gives you a load of metrics, and essentially when you go to the Gantt, you're able to see what each other's up to, you get lots of lovely weather data, and then if you could take your activities, you're able to filter out those activities so you can see what subcontractors are up to and how different ones are working with each other. So for an activity here, you can take that information and draw on and say, yeah, I'm going to be working in this area here. And attached to that is a location, a subcontractor, and lots of information with it. So if you draw that and it happens to be located with somewhere else as well, you end up with it clashing if it goes red, which it does because it's a video, and therefore you can resolve that clash resolution, so you can prioritize and get an automatic sequence of working there. Also, because you're drawing out who's working where, you're able to, sorry, I've skipped a bit, you're also able to status things, so you're able to say what happened on that day or what didn't happen and give that a reason. So you're attaching data to activities initially. And then because you're drawing out areas, you get sequence size. So these are things which people spend hours a week doing on PowerPoint, and with Aphex it takes you minutes, and it's all updated in real time. And then because of those data, that data that you're entering, you get lovely dashboards that you can see who's causing you delays, where those delays are occurring, and the actions that you may need to take to make your site more efficient. And then across the company, if you've got 10 projects using our tool, which we would love you to have, then obviously all that information rolls up and you're able to learn not the year before, the project before, but the day before, the hour before. So our planner tool delivers project benefits. It's saving you time and money because it's literally that because it's super cheap. It's saving you time from what the engineers would do, spending out, drawing those plans out, planning out their work on Excel and PowerPoint, and saving them that time because it literally is 15 minutes a week and they can do that then and there and then. And it streamlines collaborative planning meetings. So these are meetings which people do weekly, sometimes daily, where everyone sits in a room and talks about what they're doing and what they're up to. With a tool like this, you're working in a common data environment and you can all sing from the same hymn sheet. And then we promote continuous improvement, not only because it's a buzzword, but also because it is very useful. And that means that we're learning together as a project and also being able to promote what each other's doing in the right and efficient way. So currently we're partnered with some big dogs like Oracle and IBM, which enable us to keep our stuff safe and resilient, but also enable us to get the latest kind of technology in terms of weather data, and also when we want to apply kind of advanced analytics to it, we've got them in our corner. And we work with Vic Digital. So they are a phenomenal company that take very complex finance tools and turn them into very easy kind of B2C tools. So we took our product, which initially we thought was amazing, turned out it wasn't amazing because only we could use it, and then we gave it to them and they made it amazing because they made it for the user. So we learned who our user profiles were and really put them at the heart of the design. So we work closely with them. We've been very fortunate to have some great clients, the 3 mega projects on top. There being some of them, and then most of the top contractors have started using our tool that we've commercialised just in May, and that's gaining more traction. So obviously if you're a contractor, do get in touch with either one of us, and we'd love to give you a free trial. We're always building because half our team are construction boffins, the other half are tech boffins, and we've just launched our V2 because we're always coming up with new ways to make the product better, and because the industry is quite incestuous, we're able to share that information, share that knowledge, and then bring that into the new versions of the tool that we build. And yeah, it's a quick presentation from me. Thank you very much.